Hi, everybody, and welcome to Fusion Wellness channel. We're doing the Shalom Neurographic drawing today, and after that, there will be a meditation also dedicated to the subject of peace. As we all know, there was another election in Israel. I think it's our 5th in a row, and with each election, the tensions get higher, the hatred gets stronger, the resentment gets mightier. More and more people say, okay, I'm leaving this country, I'm done. And of course, all of that was foreseen by our prophets in the times of the Tanakh. They knew we would end up in this situation. If you read Ishayahu chapter 1, you see exactly today's politics described in terms of Beit HaMikdash and the fight for it, and God rejecting dishonest offerings and dishonest practices. And it says in the Gemara that when Jews are united, God will forgive them anything. When the Rashaim are united, the evil people are united, it's bad for them and it's bad for the world. While when tzaddikim are united, it's good for them and it's good for the world, right? There are many references in the Tanakh and in our prayer to Shalom, to the issue of peace. It's the highest blessing that any person can give another. We bless our children when we say Varechecha Hashem V'Yishmerecha Friday night. It ends with Shalom. When we greet people on the street, we say Shalom. It's both the highest blessing and the most mundane blessing, because without Shalom, we can't walk a single step on the street. Our lives wouldn't be safe. We need Shalom more than we need anything else. We have other greetings. We have Shabbat Shalom. We have Ma Shlomecha, Ma Shlomcha. And when a person passes away, when we mention them, we say Alav Shalom or Alei Shalom. May they rest in peace, right? It's the highest thing. We end Birkat HaMazon with, and our Shmona Esrei with Oseh Shalom B'Mamav. It's the highest thing that we could wish for, and it's also the most sorely lacking thing. Why did they choose Shlomo Hamelech for our meditation? Well, first of all, his name is Shalom, Shlomo, right? Our capital city is Yerushalayim, the city of peace, and Shlomo is the one who held his capital in Jerusalem, and he merited peace. Out of all the kings and prophets and judges and other figures in our history, Shlomo was the only one who merited peace. It says that every person, every Jew got to sit under his fig tree and enjoy peace and rest and tranquility. And that is the highest blessing that we had in any period of time. The closest to that is maybe the Golden Age in Spain, but we can't really think of another time period when Jews had the absolute tranquility. And this is why Shlomo Hamelech. So the question is, why did he, out of everybody, why did he merit to have peace? Well, we know how he got his wisdom when God asked him, what would you like? I will give you anything. Shlomo said he wanted wisdom. And together with and God said, you could have asked for gold and riches, and because you asked for wisdom, you will have everything else and you will have peace. The reign of Shlomo came after all the wars waged by David HaMelech. His hands were full of blood, so he did not merit to build the Beit HaMikdash, while Shlomo did, because he did not wage any wars. And this is why we will meet him in our meditation later on. For now, I will switch to the other camera and explain a bit about Neurographics in case you haven't been for a session yet. There is the pyramid of consciousness in Neurographics. Let me show it to you. Here it is. Share screen. Here is the pyramid of consciousness. Here's our moment of here and now, and this is our current awareness of things. And as we start to process our obstacles and go deeper into our subconscious, the next level after that is our awareness of our personal timeline, our personal past and future. If we go a step deeper, we get to our individual subconscious and the individual unconscious. The individual subconscious includes all of the events in our lives which we might not remember so well, but it literally includes everything. And the individual unconscious includes all of our memories of all of our lives, including past lives, if you believe in that. If not, call it something else. The next level is the level of collective subconscious and collective unconscious. The collective subconscious includes egregors, which are the angels of things and places and tribes and groups of people. And the individual unconscious is the level of archetypes, universally recognized patterns in human consciousness. For example, when you see an old man, you want to get up for them. That's your instinctive response, and you don't think about it. It just comes to you naturally, and it's universal for all people in the world. And the level below that is the level of absolute, meaning the level of God. We reach Hashem's presence in our soul, the part of us that belongs to God, that is a part of God, as we know. There are two ways to access it, to access God. One is by going outwards, by praying, by bringing sacrifices in the time of Beit HaMikdash, and the other way is going inwards and meeting God in our innermost, deepest self. Right. So when we climb down those levels, there are two ways to start the process. One is to activate our neural connections by thinking about a certain issue we might have and spilling it on paper, as you've all tried with me or with other teachers. And the other way is to have a picture ready. And this is a little bit like mantra meditation. When we repeat the same word, it gets activated in our brain. So if we repeat Shalom, we will have more of it. If we work on a picture that says Shalom, we will activate the important neurons that hold the information relating to this issue, and hopefully will increase peace in our nation and in the world in general. So let us start. I'm going to switch to the other camera. And here is the drawing that I sent to everybody. And this is how we start working with Neurographics. When we have a spill out on the page, we start by drawing in all the corners. And here, we know that triangle is the symbol of conflict. It's the point of a knife. It's the point of a sword. And I put triangles into this drawing quite on purpose so we could harmonize them by the rules of Neurographics. So either you can do the same thing on your own paper, or you could use the PDF that I sent out before the session. And we can start harmonizing this picture and treat this like a spill out of our emotion, of our feelings. And if you're drawing with me, I don't know if you can see anything. I would like the viewers to let me know whether this was at all clear. This is my first time using this camera. It would be better if there was more light, I think. That should be a lot more clear now. Right? So we are coloring in all of the corners and making them round and smooth as the rules of Neurographics dictate. And focusing on the fact that by doing this, we're also able to smooth out conflicts in our own lives, because Neurographics works directly on the neurons of our brain. We are able to smooth out conflicts in our lives by drawing lines through the neural connections of our fingertips to the brain. And here we have a square. A square is a symbol of stability, and letter mem is quite, mem sofit is quite a symbol of stability if you look at it. But I want it to be even more harmonious, so I'm going to round up all the corners that my drawing created, right? So we have now a lot more of a harmonious picture. And now we're going to explore it with neurographic lines. We're just going to travel through it, remembering that a neurographic line never repeats itself, and we cannot predict where it will go next. It always surprises us on every point of its course. It can surprise us and go further and twist and create spirals and explore the issue that we're working on, explore the issue of Shalom. And neurographic lines could also merge with the existing lines and trace them and follow them, making them more neurographic, more natural, as the nature intends. In nature, lines grow. If we look at our bodies, we know that the folds in our brains are neurographic, the lines in the lungs are neurographic, the folds of our intestines are natural and neurographic. And once you start seeing it, you can't really unsee, can you? All right, this is where we're holding. I'm just going to explore these lines, explore the lamed, the letter of learning, lomid. It's possible to learn to live in peace with yourself and with your environment, isn't it? It's okay to follow the lines twice and just explore them a bit more and repeat the pattern a bit more. Is there anything I haven't touched yet? I haven't explored yet? I'm trying to melt the original pattern in the environment so it will become a part of it. Right? So now we have a certain neurographic pattern. Obviously, you don't have to repeat what I'm doing. You can do your own thing. It can be your own shalom or any other word that you choose to trace today. And here we have a pattern of connecting neurographic lines. And now, because I've made many connections between the lines, I'm going to smooth them out to make sure they're harmonious and pleasant to look at and natural. Not pointy, not scary. Just a very pleasant pattern of interaction between these lines, creating new peace within our minds and within our souls. And I would love to know how it's going, but because this is a recording, I will get feedback later from everybody who tries this. And as you smooth out the lines, you might want to trace some of them again and smooth them by tracing them like that. It's clear? Hope it's been recorded well. And a few more corners. I'm sure everyone can see it. There There's our symbol of stability, letter Mem, which is a square. It's exactly in the middle of the alphabet. So it's no wonder that it became the symbol of the middle, the fulcrum of our alphabet. Half this way and half the other way. Yeah, this is where we're holding. Just a few more corners left. And we can maybe trace it a bit more here, perhaps. If you feel a need, you can always add more lines. Do you see any corners that didn't smooth out? You can always let me know. And joining the lamed over here. And after all of our corners are smoothed out and made round, is it really all of them? Or almost all of them? Took me quite a while to figure out where to put this camera, and it's obviously not an ideal place. The video needs to be more stable. Sure, by next time I'll figure it out. I'll ask my colleagues studying neurographics with me how they manage this. Yeah, here we go. This is our neurographic pattern. And the original spell out, the word Shalom, is pretty much lost in it now. Can barely see where it was. Can you? And here I found another corner that needs smoothing out. Here's my lamed. I want to bring peace to the universe, bring peace to the force. And I don't have that many tools. I'm not a politician. I can't go out into the streets and scream out to people, hey, we already got destroyed once for this exact thing, you know, for hatred to our fellow people, for refusing to recognize the right of others to exist with their beliefs and their value systems and their differences. And yeah, it was not an easy time for our people, and let's hope it will never return. So many times we were destroyed for our lack of ability to respect the other, to have harmony, to be in a circle. In a circle, in harmony, in cooperation, and tranquility, not in strife, not in conflict, not in denying the other's right to exist, not by trying to take their rights away just because it's now our turn to dance on their graves. Let's just say, hopefully we will learn, right? It's possible for us to learn, or we wouldn't be here today, back in our holy land. Ironically, we have peace, we have the most peace when Jewish blood is being spilled. That's what brings us together. And we need to show God that we can unite in other ways. I remember when the 3 boys were kidnapped, how united the nation felt. The entire country was praying for them. You walked out in the street, you walked to the shuk, and you felt like every single person was your brother or sister. Every single one on the street. And then they were found dead, and everybody was immediately back to normal. Oh, we don't need to be brothers and sisters anymore. There's no uniting cause anymore. Well, I have faith in Jews learning to live in harmony, to live in cooperation, and let's do our bit. I'm choosing purple first because purple is the color of our meditation today. And it's also the color of transformation. It's the color of the third eye, of the energy of our minds. Our minds can transform things. But the first thing that a mind can transform and needs to transform is itself, I think. So I'm going to start from purple. And I'm going to color it in, keeping in mind that I could still see where the original spill out was. I apologize for the quality of the video. I will get some kind of a device to hold the camera still while I'm drawing. When it's on me, it moves with me as I'm breathing, as I'm talking, and it's a high definition sensitive camera, so it moves a lot and the image becomes blurry. And then I think I'd like to take some green, which is the color of healing. It's Malach Raphael. And I'm going to bring some green current into our piece over here. And hope that we could find the healing, both as individuals and as a nation, for all the collective trauma and individual trauma that we have experienced. It's ironic that Islam chose to use the color green on their flags, because it's hardly what brings healing. Still that color. But for us, it's the color of healing. Healing the world, healing ourselves. And then, what else do we have here? Yellow. I love yellow. Do you love yellow? It's the color of sunshine. You see what I'm doing over here? It's sunshine. It's happiness. It's bright, bright light. It's also the color of the third chakra, which is the color of our social interactions, our power within the society. Where do we stand vis-a-vis other people? And that's very important for maintaining peace, to have a strong and balanced third chakra. Not too strong, not too weak. If it's too strong, we will plow through others and submit them to our will without even realizing that that's what we're doing. We don't want to do that. That doesn't bring peace. And if it's too weak, then other people can easily subdue us and plow through us. And there'll be nothing we can do about it, because we don't have the power to oppose. See what comes up next. Oh, orange. Another favorite. What does orange symbolize to you? There are no rules about coloring, really. You can do it the way you want. No, this is not orange. This is human body color. Where is my orange? I'll use a pencil. We're allowed to mix media and use different colors, different markers, crayons, pencils in the same drawing. It's perfectly fine. Here's my orange. Here's my second chakra. Creativity, the power of creation, childbearing. In a way, everything we create comes from the same place. And we're coloring it in orange. Hope it's still clear. Can you still see the Shalom in it? And pink. Pink is not usually listed in the list of chakras or drawn with them, but pink is the higher heart chakra. The regular heart chakra is green, loving, one's fellow men, loving your family, loving your children, loving your spouse. But when we love God, that love is pink. It's the highest vibration that we're capable of when we feel ve'ahavta et Hashem Elokecha, when we connect to Hashem with love, then it's pink. Not the sickly pink of Barbie dolls, but beautiful, beautiful, shining pink, like a precious stone, a gem. That kind of pink. There we go. Pink. What else have we got left here? Oh, blue. I have two kinds of blue. I have light blue. That makes me think of the sky and the sea, and how they blend together. Makes me think of tzitzit. See, I made a mistake over here. I came out of the line, and that's fine. That's allowed. And blue is in the chakra system, is our throat chakra. It's our voice. It flows like waters of a river. That's blue. And there's a darker blue. That makes me think of the sapphire and Kisei Kavod. This is sky blue, darker sky. Uh-oh, it's jumping. The camera is jumping, and that is not good. Promise I'll get a better interruption by next time, because this is very, very flimsy and moving around. All right. So at this point in a regular Neurographics Overcoming Limitations algorithm, the one that I sent out in the group, what we would do is draw the lines of the field, the ones that resemble rivers on the map, the ones that connect our drawing and make it a thing in itself, that gather all the elements together. There, trying to get the camera into focus. What I think I want to do here is trace the letters of Shalom again, so they will be visible, and add a few circles of harmonization. I'm going to trace the letters of Shalom with neurographic lines. Smoothing out the corners. And bringing peace to the universe. What do you think? And here's my lamed. I wish it was a lefty. And this is begging to be a circle. Isn't it? Going to add a circle here to harmonize it. And circle here. Obviously, you can do something else that feels right to you. Don't have to repeat what I'm doing at all. And love. Neurographic love. That's the beauty of this thing, that everyone can do their own thing. And I can't really make mem into a circle, so become a samach. We can't have that. It would lose its meaning, but I can add a circle over here and harmonize it. Maybe if I use a different color, such as red or blue, I can bring some more energy into it. Maybe create some real lines of the field here. Maybe we could try. What do you think? Where is the best place to create lines of the field? With my blue. Don't have to trace the letters of Shalom, or I don't have to trace the existing patterns. Here is my line of the field. And over here, that feels right as well. I'm going to trace it and go through the Lamed, bring the piece down from heaven into the world. And here, through the Mem and the Vav, connecting them and creating a new shape of it here, a new pattern. There. Here are our lines. Is there anything that needs smoothing out? Any more sharp corners? Not really. Okay, here we go. Here's our Shalom. And then one more line of the field is just begging to be there. Connecting to this one. There we go. And here I have the formula. Okay. It feels harmonious. And I have the circle. And maybe one more here. And above shoe. That feels right. Now I'm going to trace the circles with the neurographic lines to invite harmony. I'm still tracing the circle. I never know where my line will go. It's surprising me every point of its course. Such a surprise. I have no idea where it's going to go. Anything to smooth out. Go through corners here, between the old lines and the new lines. And that's about it. We're done. I would love to get some feedback. Not about the camera, I know, but about the rest of it. How it was for you. What did you feel in your body while you were doing it? Of course, while we draw, we always pay attention to what we experience in the body, how it feels to us, what our body is saying about the issue that we're working on. I was mightily upset about the stuff with the elections, and I guess I feel calmer now. I know we're in good hands. God knows what he's doing. We can trust him. That doesn't mean we'll have to give up on trying to bring peace into the force. All right. Going to take a pause now, and then I'll record the meditation.